we have some absolutely massive clues on how the Arks of Omen could potentially end. And it's all about the Lion, it's all about the Dark Angels, VASHTORR, Abaddon, and the Fallen. So strap yourself in, because this is gonna be a fun one. Let's get waffling. Now, just to bring everyone up to date with what's been going on currently in the Arks of Omen storyline, we've just had the latest book called VASHTORR. In that book, VASHTORR, his forces, the forces of Abaddon that Abaddon sent, assaulted the rock. There is something on the rock that they need to make this weapon, what they're seeking to do, come to life, to activate, to open the door, to awaken whatever the bloody thing is. Now, of course, VASHTORR wasn't successful in that mission because Be'lakor came out of nowhere with a steel chair, hit him over the head, and then vanished, and the Ultramarines intervened, helped to save the rock with the Dark Angels' help. VASHTORR had to retreat with his forces, but some of VASHTORR's forces actually got captured by the Dark Angels, and we all know what Dark Angels like to do with their prisoners. Yes, torture. And from that torture, they actually got some words from them. Now, what the Dark Angels have learned through the acts of their torturing their heretics is that who VASHTORR is, what his plan was to come to the rock, and of course, you know, get this item. They still don't know what item it was, but a relic or something that could help him in his plans, and also where he's retreated to. And where he's retreated to is the Somnium Stars. But the Dark Angels are aware that this could be a trap, and rightly so, because it kind of is a trap. VASHTORR met with Abaddon after the Battle of the Rock, and they did say that the Dark Angels will probably come for them, and if they do come for them, they're in the Somnium Stars, and this is where they'll get their hands on that final prize. We may get a huge battle again for the rock, but I think this time it is probably going to be in the Dark Angels' favor, because I theorize that the Dark Angels are probably going to call all their successors chapters, all the gene lineage of Lionel Johnson, and they're going to go to the Somnium Stars to seek that vengeance. So they're going to be in a much more powerful position, but maybe bigger forces of Abaddon and VASHTORR are going to be there waiting for them. Now, let's get to the juicy details. Let's talk about the Somnium Stars and how amazing this could be. So, the Somnium Stars, it's a system that's based basically in the Ultimate Segmentum. It's the farthest east you can go without actually leaving the Imperial borders. I'll try and put an image up on the map so it shows you where it actually is in the galaxy. It's right on that system edge. But the importance of these stars is that in the Dark Angel Codex, it's rumored this is where Luther, who has escaped from the rock, is potentially gathering the forces of the Fallen in, like, legion-sized strength. We're talking thousands upon thousands upon thousands of fallen Dark Angels, all in this system. There's a reason why Games Workshop, why the authors, the writers, have put the Somnium Stars into this story. The Dark Angels, they are going to go there. They are going to fight VASHTORR. They're going to seek vengeance. Like I said, I think they're going to bring the Unforgiven with them. All the other chapters are going to go there. And there, Luther and the Fallen are also hiding out, building their forces. It makes complete sense. This is going to be the big end of the arc story. So this would be perfect to introduce characters that we've been talking about, or a certain character that we've been talking about now for a very, very, very long time. Again, if you haven't been following the story of the Arks of Omen series, the rumors, everything like that, the last book is rumored to be called The Lion. This would make a perfect entrance for the Lion. He's coming in with his loyal sons, his fallen sons. Luther's there. VASHTORR is there. Potentially Abaddon could be there. In that dying need of, like, we need a savior. Maybe the Dark Angels are ambushed. Maybe they're losing and they're about to be destroyed. And then from the shadows, their father awakens. I have returned. Maybe the Fallen, maybe the Dark Angels themselves, they all drop to their knees. Lionel Johnson hears. Maybe he brings them all together. Sons fighting sons no more. They relink and they all start holding each other's hand, and they turn their gaze upon the true enemy, the enemy that has been manipulating them all this time, VASHTOR himself, and they throw themselves at him, and it's Dark Angel feast, the butchering demons and everything like that. VASHTOR and his plans are absolutely ruined, or maybe VASHTOR and his plans are actually a success, and because that, the lion maybe is awoken, because the rumor is that the lion is kind of already awake at this time, doing things in secret. But again, that is just something that we're just theorizing at this moment. I think whatever happens, it's going to be a wild ride. I definitely do think it's all going to be about these Somnium stars and whatever's going to go around them. VASHTOR, Abaddon's forces, the Fallen, the Dark Angels. It just makes too much sense not to include this now with everything that's been mentioned in the book. The way that Games Workshop have wrote this, the way that they're setting this all up, the hype is actually getting there. For those of you who don't know as well, I'm recording this before Adepticon, before the 22nd. Is it the 22nd or 23rd? I think it's the 22nd, 23rd, depending where you are in the world. Before that big preview show, I actually do think we're going to get that book, the Lionel Johnson model, the big tease of it at that Adepticon show to really get us pumped up for the ending of this story. The story officially ends, I would say, in April. Is it April or May? I think it's April or May. Next month, March, April. Yeah, April is going to be the Farsight book, and May is going to be the Lion book. So officially, it all ends in May. And then June, apparently, is the launch of 10th edition. So only a couple months now to wrap this storyline up, which has got a link with the start of 10th edition. And I will be doing a video on the potential story of 10th sometime next week, because I have a huge theory how the fallout of this could awaken the true beast. The beast that always hungers. Right. Enough waffling. Thank you for coming. Thank you for watching. If you've got any thoughts, feedback, anything like that, if you want to talk about the Somnium Stars, the Fallen, the Dark Angels, Luthor, Cypher. Cypher's going to be here, right? I didn't even mention Cypher. Cypher's going to be getting involved somehow. I bloody guarantee it. Azrael, all the Dark Angel characters, Lionel Johnson himself. Post it down below, and we can have a nice little waffle down there, as we always do. See you now. Have a great day, and bye-bye.